Now students, let us learn about water pollution. So, the contamination of water with harmful unwanted substances like domestic sewage, toxic industrial waste, chemicals like pesticides and fertilizer, which causes harmful effects on both living organisms and non-living objects, is called water pollution. The harmful and unwanted substances which contaminate the water and cause water pollutions are called water pollutants. So some of the water pollutants like pesticides, fertilizers, synthetic detergents, chemicals, oils and grease are water pollutant. And the presence of pollutant makes the water foul smelling and bad in taste. So causes of water pollution. So some of the major causes of water pollution are: first one is industrial sewage. The discharge of untreated industrial sewage directly into water bodies is one of the main cause of water pollution. Second is domestic sewage. Liquid waste from domestic activities such as kitchens and toilets are discharged into rivers through sewage system, causing water pollution. Third is human activities. Human activities like bathing of human beings and animals in or near lakes, rivers, etc. pollutes the water bodies. Next is agriculture waste. In modern agriculture, we use large quantities of pesticides and fertilizers than required by the plants. Excess of these inorganic chemicals find their ways to water bodies, which result in water pollution. Last is oil spill. Oil spills from huge tankers is one of the major cause of water pollution, which affects the marine plants and animals. Harmful effects of water pollution. So students, let us discuss some of the harmful effects of water pollution. So first is effect on human health. So polluted water can cause many diseases like cholera, dysentery, typhoid, gastroenteritis, jaundice and diarrhea in human beings. Eutrophication. Washing away of fertilizers into water bodies cause increasing growth of algae in water bodies. Due to respiration carried out by algae, a large amount of dissolved oxygen in the water is consumed by the algae. Also, death of algae would further reduce the amount of oxygen in the water. This is because microorganisms will use oxygen for the decomposition of dead algae. Once the level of dissolved oxygen falls, fish and most other aquatic animals also die due to suffocation and want of oxygen. So, the loss of dissolved oxygen from water in water bodies is called eutrophication. Next is biological magnification. Pesticides and insecticides like DDT are poisonous chemical substances which are used in large quantities to kill pests and protect the plants from diseases. Now, excess of pesticides find their way to water bodies. The pesticides enter the food chain at producer level, that is, plant level, and get accumulated in the body of organisms in increasing concentration along the food chain. So students, you can see in this figure. So first, this DDT has been reached in phytoplankton, that is in water. Okay, through water it will reach to the plants, and from plant it will go to the zooplankton. So at that time the concentration of DDT is increasing, that is 0.04 ppm. Zooplankton means microorganisms. Again, these microorganisms are being eaten by small fish. So DDT has been increased from 0.04 ppm to 0.5 ppm, that is parts per million. Then small fish is being eaten by large fish. So again the amount of DDT is increasing, okay, in the body of large fish, that is 2 ppm. And lastly, it is eaten by fish-eating birds of prey, that is 25 ppm. So at each level, the concentration of harmful chemical substance, that is DDT, is increasing. So this increasing concentration of harmful chemical substance like pesticide in the body of living organism at each trophic level of a food chain is called biological magnification. Now students, let us discuss about effects on aquatic life. So accidental leakage of crude oil from the big oil tankers pollute the water. Since oil is lighter than water, it forms thin film. Thin film means thin layer on the surface of water, which is called oil slick. The thin film does not allow the light and air to penetrate easily inside the water. This oil slick kills thousands of marine plants and animals. Moreover, the cleaning up process of oil slick with detergents also cause a lot of damage to marine habitat. So methods of prevention and control of water pollution. So water pollution can be prevented or reduced by following ways. So first one, washing clothes, cleaning utensils, or taking bath near water bodies such as lakes and ponds should be restricted. Second, excessive use of fertilizers and pesticides should be discouraged. Third, city domestic sewage should be treated by sewage treatment plant to remove toxic substances before being released into water bodies. Fourth, toxic industrial sewage should be treated chemically to remove toxic substances before being released into water bodies. Fifth, pollution control rules enforced by the government should be strictly followed. Sixth, dead bodies should be cremated or buried and not disposed of in a river or a lake. And last, educating the public about the harmful effects of water pollution. So through this method we can prevent and control water pollution. Now students, let us do the case study of river Ganga. So as we know that river Ganga is one of the major river of Indian subcontinent. An estimated 2 lakh, or we can say more than 2 lakh people ritually take a bath daily in the river, which is considered holy by the people. While the Ganga may be considered holy, but it is one of the dirtiest river in the world because it is highly polluted. So causes: first, by discharging of domestic sewage into the river. Second, by discharging of industrial sewage into the river. By the excessive use of synthetic detergents which were washed down into the river. By the excessive use of chemical fertilizers which got washed into the river with surface water. And last, by the remains of humans and animals' corpse. So its effect: the excessive pollution of the Ganga river affect about 400 million people who live close to the river. It causes health hazards in the form of diseases like dysentery, cholera and diarrhea by either direct bathing in the dirty river or by drinking it. So efforts to save river Ganga. Ganga Action Plan, that is GAP, was a program launched by the Government of India in April 1985 in order to reduce the pollution level in the river. However, increasing population, industrialization and increased use of chemical fertilizers and detergents have already damaged this mighty river beyond repair. The activities of GAP initiated in 1985 were declared closed on 31st March 2000. In 2008, the government has set up Ganga River Basin Authority to put forward planning, implementing and monitoring of various programs for the Ganga. This authority will bring the river back to life by involving the community and people right from plans to monitoring. Potable water. Water that is suitable for drinking is called potable water. Now students, we have learned in class 7 that sewage treatment is a process of removing pollutants or contaminants from the sewage to make it harmless so that it may be disposed of safely in the water bodies. We have also learned about steps involved in purification of water, that is sedimentation, filtration, aeration and chlorination. Students, let us discuss about purification of water at home. So first is filtration. Any suspended impurities in water can be removed by filtering water through a fine cotton cloth. It can also be filtered through candle filters. Second, boiling. The filtered water can be made germ-free by boiling it for 10 to 15 minutes and cooling it before use. High temperature kills germs. Treated with certain chemicals. The filtered water can also be made germ-free by adding a small quantity of any of the chemicals such as bleaching powder, chlorine solution, chlorine tablets, etc. And last, exposing water to ultraviolet radiation. The filtered water can also be made germ-free by exposing it to ultraviolet radiations. So nowadays many water purifiers available in market are based on this method. Thank you.